Let's see how this thing works. I have no idea. I'm looking at this thing. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, so we're live. It looks like we're live. It looks like we're live. And it seems like I should have actually turned on the light because now I'm like, my gosh, look at this thing.
Actually, it doesn't look bad.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm not even sure if we're actually live. But if we are, welcome to another episode of the Melanated Files Podcast. We have been MIA. Of course, we told you guys about that for 2 weeks, but now we're back and we have had or been having some technical difficulties, right? So we're live streaming directly to YouTube today. And I'm looking at the way it looks. I'm not even sure if we like how the color looks. We might need some light up in here. It seems pixelated. But guys, welcome. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, wherever you're residing. Thanks for joining us this morning. This is the Melanated Files Podcast, where we talk about solutions. Right, solutions that will help the Black community across the globe. And of course, my name is Ranzo, and beside me you have
Janique, of course. Hi, guys.
All right, so how are you doing this morning?
I'm tired.
You're tired. Yeah, she never sleeps.
But I don't look like it.
Yeah, she never sleeps. It's like me as well. Like we never sleep. We just don't sleep. We're like vampires. Vampires, do they sleep? I don't know. Do you know
they sleep in the day.
They sleep in the day? Oh, I guess. Okay, so where do we find the chat, guys? I'm trying to see if I can find the chat because I have no idea what's going on this thing.
How do you find the chat?
Okay, so where do we find the chat? Hello, chat, guys. I'm trying to see if I can see what you guys are saying. I'm trying to locate the chat. Yeah, we're using this thing. This is honestly every week is something else, guys. I'm not even sure. You know what? I feel like you guys are not even hearing us.
It says, well, okay, well, that's the next
I feel
thing.
like
we don't
you guys
know.
are probably not even hearing us right now. Guys, give us 2 seconds.
That's
This
true.
is let's see.
We're waiting for the
Really? Oh, he's not just talking about his hair though. I really don't want to stretch over here, but I guess I got to stretch over here and hit that and see what's up.
Oh, hey, sup? Evening blessings. Hello. Yes, LA. We see you, LA, California. Okay.
Okay, guys, let's see what's up.
So, can you hear us? I'm assuming if they couldn't hear us, then somebody would have said something already.
But this thing is saying offline, which is so odd. Guys, can you see us? Can someone report? Oh, wait. This thing, when doing the live is like honestly, like doing the live is literally it's
yes, you only hear our voice, you can't see us.
Oh God.
Hi from Brazil.
Wait, I can see myself though.
Okay, mute the audio, babe.
I'm seeing myself.
So
I'm seeing myself. Oh,
somebody says no, can't see you.
What?
You look fine. Frozen. What's going on?
No,
guys?
well, now I'm seeing the feed, so we can see ourselves because this is it. This is it. Okay, well, you know what, guys? Yeah, this is what we're gonna do today. The quality is not the greatest. Forgive us. I'm literally using the YouTube live thing. We usually don't use this, but of course, we've been trying this thing for a while, and for some reason, it wasn't working as usual. But anyways, we're one step closer to getting to where we want to go. It's a work in progress, right? It's episode number 8. We should be have perfected the process by now, but still not yet. But we're getting there because we don't give up ever. So yes, let's see what we got here.
Yes, we're wearing white.
Yeah, we're wearing white today.
It was unintentional. We unintentionally matched.
Yeah, you know what? I think she planned it.
No,
I think she planned it.
I intended to wear white. I don't know what you were planning to wear.
Yeah, man, look at the quality. Oh, the quality is bugging me so good, guys.
It's not that bad.
Oh, man, like
it's not that bad.
You know what? I wonder if I should.
No.
I'm thinking about getting a battery. For the light.
Oh.
You sure? Guys, I guess we're gonna have to just do it. Forget it. I'm just looking at quality. I'm like, this is the way it looks, eh? Do you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. It's not that bad.
It looks crisp. What? Lucas thing. Thanks. Well, thanks a lot. But on my side, it doesn't look all that great. So yeah, it's actually a Saturday morning right now in Tokyo, Japan. The time is about 11 a.m. at the time that we should actually be concluding this live stream, but nonetheless, we're on. And again, guys, for those of you guys who are joining us, like new people, this podcast, the goal there will be some changes actually going forward as well. We're constantly changing. We're trying to find, that thing that the right, calibration, so to speak, right? The right, things to make it flow the way it should flow. So there will be some changes coming again to the podcast. We don't mind, right? We don't mind because the goal of the podcast is to be a solution driven podcast. And if it takes us a month, 2 months, 1 year to figure it out, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you only fail when you give up, right? So once we get it right, the way we want it to be, then we can say, yeah, right? But if we give up while we're having difficulties, then it's like, snap, you're a failure. That's the only time you become a failure. So today we're going to talk about you know what? The number is not even on the screen for people to call. I just
Oh, that's
realized that.
okay.
So guys, you can actually call in as well, because we're not using the interface that we usually use. You can't see the phone number, but if you go into the description, you can see the phone number there, and you can actually call us.
Down
The
below.
number to call again is 1-814-822-0317. That is 1-814-822-0317. You can call from wherever you are in the world, and we will answer you right here. We'll have you on the podcast, and we can have a discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Something that came to, oh, you want to say something?
Yeah, well, actually, I just wanted to make a comment because I know I've been rolling my eyes, and part of me rolling my eyes just now is because I'm reading some of the comments. Yeah, that's all. So if
Okay.
you see me making random facial expressions, it's because I'm reading some of the comments and I'm reacting to it. Sorry, I have a very difficult time hiding my facial reactions. Sorry.
Okay. So someone said thanks for the upload today. Yeah, that was it's a really, really inspirational episode. I know someone was complaining about the length. There are some people who are talking about the length of some of the last videos. Trust me, we have like listen. Yeah, most of the videos that we have coming out are really, really long. And I have a solution for you guys. Don't worry. There's something I'm working on. Don't worry. But if the I was so quick. Oh my gosh. Okay, okay, okay.
Y'all really want to get in there? Okay, all right.
Okay. Hello. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning.
Hey, what's up? Talk to us. I can. Can you turn down your audio maybe where you are? Like, yeah, your computer or your TV or something.
And while she's doing that,
Can you guys hear her? Let me know. Can
yeah.
you hear?
Oh, no
No
problem.
problem. We're just testing to see if people can hear you. Guys, hey, what's up, Eddie? Oh, you can't hear the
Hear the
caller.
caller. Okay, hold
Okay.
on one
Thanks for
second.
saying that, because usually, yeah, that's the case. So we're just gonna turn you up a little bit to make sure that people can hear you. Guys, just let us know once you can hear the caller. Can you say your name again, please? Kamara. Okay, guys, can you hear Kamara? Let us
Is it
know.
is it Tamara or Kamara?
Kamara. Oh, yeah, with it.
Oh, okay, okay,
They
okay,
still
okay,
can't hear
okay.
Kamara.
No, no, no.
Oh, wait. I know I
The
muted this.
desktop audio.
Um, Wait, no, it's on though. Oh, everyone is saying no. Oh, guys, let's see. Yeah, it should be fine now. Wait, let me. Kamara, can you speak again, please? Wait, no, I can't. I actually can't hear you. Which is
People are saying yeah. Oh, no. Stay on the line. We just have to.
yeah. Trust me. Every week is the same thing. This is a podcast now of um. Wait, what's this? Why am I hearing feedback? Oh, I got the YouTube Premium, right? That's why it's playing in the background. Why can't we hear you though? Oh my god, I can hear you fine, but okay. Let's see. This is everything is turned up. God, every week is the same thing. I think people are watching us and they're like having popcorn right now, like laughing, like, oh my God, every week, the same thing. I'm like, we're always
Yes.
fidgeting, we're trying to figure this thing out. I'm like, oh my God. Sometimes it works, and then other times I'm like, what's going on?
We are not sound technicians. This is
This person
all.
is out. Take your time, we're here. I don't understand English. Wait, can you guys hear it? Guys, can you guys wait, you know what? We're gonna have to do it ourselves. Yeah, just keep listening to this,
Okay.
Jane. Tell me.
Okay.
Okay. Do you
Oh,
have
can you
questions for me?
speak? Because we're trying. You got to constantly keep talking so that maybe you can
Yes.
start.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yes. I can
just so
keep
we.
talking.
Yeah, so we can just see
Okay.
when
So
the
yes.
audio comes through. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So tell us, like, yeah. So why? What do you want to talk about?
So I was calling because me and my son, we are viewers of your channel. We absolutely love it. I have a 14-year-old son,
Hmm.
and
Oh,
it's
someone
our
says they can hear.
Okay, okay. Wait. Let me ask real quick.
They
I
said
got
they
the
can
question,
hear her.
guys. Can you hear right now? Can you hear her right now? Is it she went away again?
No, she didn't. Oh, oh God.
Wait, wait, wait. Okay, wait 1 second, guys. Okay, can you hear the caller again?
Oh God. You took too long.
Oh
You're
God.
fidgeting too
oh,
much
I'm
because
sorry.
it's
Oh
the
no,
no
that's
no
okay.
no
No,
no
no, no.
no no
I
no.
heard you. Wait, wait, no,
It's
Jay.
not
Wait, wait, wait,
you.
wait. Can you guys hear us now? Okay, it should be fine. Let me know, guys. You can hear us now, right? Okay, I pressed like multiple buttons. I pressed like 4 buttons just now.
Okay.
So I don't know which one caused it to work, but I'm having fun. You guys probably are just like, this guy's
Okay.
crazy, but I'm having so much fun. Okay, so you asked, so the question is, you have a teenage son, right?
I have three teenage kids,
Okay.
and me and my son. My son is he has a full ride scholarship, so he's going to be trying to go to university in Japan,
Okay.
and applying. But we are learning Japan as a family. We are learning Japanese as a family right now.
Hmm.
But I want to know. I haven't seen any videos with any families with teenage kids in Japan. So I want to know, like, how are people taking the risk? What are their fears? And things like that, because I'm a single parent and I want to do this with my children because it's definitely doable. But I just want to see other African American people who have succeeded in doing this.
Okay, okay. As it relates to interviews, like I do have interviews with that, but not necessarily for Japan, specifically, because it's a unique circumstance. Like usually, another thing that's also unique is having families overall that come to Japan with kids, right? So it's even it's a minority within a minority, so to speak, right? Usually, mostly you have single people that actually move to Japan, and then families, is a minority of that minority of just black people moving to Japan overall. So I don't have any interviews with someone with a teenage child or children as yet in Japan. I do have for other countries, but not Japan just yet. But what I would say is this: look, um, it's like it's doable, right? It's doable. I'll let my wife chime in because I guess she want to say something as well. But it's doable. It's like your son is getting a scholarship, one of them, right? The only thing is, I guess, is gonna be how you're gonna support your family. But I know if you get a job here, you can take your family as well, right? So it really depends on the finances. Finances, I think that's the biggest thing because you can get them into school as well. So all those things are doable. You can get them into school and everything. The only thing would be finances. And the good thing that you have is that you don't need a babysitter, right? Like for us, like
Yeah.
we got to
I
go do
see.
everything with our daughter because she's 4, right? So that presents some challenges for us. But you can leave your kids at home or they can go to school and they can go about by themselves and they're fine. So that's the easy part for you. If someone was coming with a child, then I would say, well, you need a babysitter or you need to get them into like Hoikuen or Yochen, and then they might be full and all these things, but I think it's definitely doable. It might be challenging, but doable. Jay.
Yes. So having taught teaching in high school and actually seeing what we call in Japan like returnee students, which are students who maybe of Japanese heritage usually, but they grew up in the States, for example. So a lot of them, their Japanese is very limited. Most of them can speak, but they can't write or read very well, or if they can at like maybe a grade 3 or 4 level. um so having your kids come um in at the high school level, but still learning Japanese is good. It's the only thing that I can foresee is just the challenge that comes with the language and instruction if they're going to be in a Japanese like school. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's going to be, I mean, culturally, I think fitting in or whatever, it really depends on the school. But having been in that high school environment, I would say that that would be the biggest challenge for them. But is just getting with the instruction and the flow of Japanese school is very different from you're calling from America, right?
Yes.
Yeah, very different from the American school system, but yeah, so I think that would be the main thing. But either way, I think it would be a great experience for them. So I definitely would encourage you, if you guys want to come here, then you should definitely don't give up on trying to come here. But I would just, be warned of course the language is going to be a huge issue, right? Unless you're like but being able to speak helps. Being able to speak helps, and of course reading and writing Japanese is, it's difficult, but yeah, it's totally doable. Um, Somebody just said Japanese school children are nasty with bullying. They can be, but really, it really depends on the school and the environment. So the environment and the standard that the school holds and that the teachers hold. So yeah, it varies. It's the same thing across the board in any country.
So
Bullying and stuff.
what are your main concerns about the
Mhm.
move?
I think just having teenagers, I don't want them to get depressed when moving over to a new country. I
Hmm.
want to try to keep them as positive as possible and just being in a different type of environment.
What are their ages?
Uh, 15, 13, and two 13-year-olds and one 15-year-old.
Okay. I see. So
The,
it's a while before they'll be in university, at least two
right.
years.
The good thing about it is that they're close in age. So if they all come together and all gonna be in the same school, do you understand what I'm saying? Like at least they have each other. It's not like one child coming into a school. So I think the good thing is that they'll have each other. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I think.
So I would say that it they have one up from most kids who get like thrown into the system, when their parents decide to move back to Japan, and they're culturally American. Um, some of them literally don't know any Japanese, and their parents still throw them into the Japanese high school system. So yeah,
Yeah, I think the
yeah,
hard part is gonna be
communication.
that and making friends. That might be a challenge if they can fix that, because the interview that I have coming up, I think it's not Japan, but I think the lady provided a lot of like insights, and I think one of the challenges might be making friends. And I think if they can make friends, and once they start making friends, then the transition will be a lot smoother for them. They'll start getting more accustomed to being in Japan, or acclimatized kind of thing to it, I think.
I think anywhere they go, there will be students who will be interested in them, and it won't. I don't think it'll be too difficult to make some friends. Um, do you have a specified area that you'll be moving to, or is it like a random thing? You're not sure.
I'm not sure yet. We have been researching places and
Okay.
where we want to stay near. But I mean, I haven't even. My son actually told me about your channel, so I can't even tell you how much of a blessing it is that you and your husband have this channel, because
Oh.
I've never seen so many strong Black people succeed. And this has always been something that me and my children wanted to do. I just didn't
Hmm.
even know it was possible. So when you see other people that look like you and have the same experience and
Mm-hmm.
background as you, it makes you have that courage that you thought you didn't have. So I
Wow.
just want to tell you both thank you so much, because you have no idea. I'm so obsessed with your channel. It's insane, but just thank you for having this platform and for utilizing it for the rest of us.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. But at the end of the day, I just want to tell you that if this is something that you want to do
Yeah.
it. Of course, I think the lady told me in the interview, she's like, don't jump into it. She was saying that interview will come out in sometime in the future. But definitely plan. Maybe consider international school. Would that work? It's more expensive though. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, that's the thing. International schools are here and are definitely an option, but usually what you'll see is people who are in the military can easily put their kids in the international school because I think it's partially covered, or depending on the job that you work, maybe your employer will assist you. But yeah, and international schools, the price is pretty high for
Yes,
the
yes.
average income. So it's definitely not. But at the same time, I wouldn't say shy away from them, because one thing a lot of people don't know is a lot of these schools have scholarships. So a lot of these international schools may even cover the tuition if your kids are have really high scores. So that's also something to look into, because even many of regular Japanese private schools do offer full scholarship to students who will, bring their school average up. Because in Japan, it's all about the school average scores. That's how schools get,
Ranked.
how they get ranked, and how parents are choosing and kids are looking for the best school to go to. So if your kids have really good grades, you might have the opportunity to put them in international school, depending on the grades they can pull. Hmm.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak with me, guys. And you guys have a great day. Thank you.
Oh
You're
yeah, no
welcome.
problem. Thank you for
Was that
calling.
helpful at all?
Yes, it was so helpful. I'm writing everything down
Oh,
now.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, and
And
I
I can't wait for your next live show.
All right, nice. Thanks a
yeah.
lot.
Let us know what. Please shoot us an email or something if you guys get through and are here, and let us know what happens.
All right. Thank you.
Thank.
Blessings.
All right, take
Bye.
care.
Bye.
All right. All right, guys. So yeah, so yeah, so as you guys know, like pretty much like if you want to do something, of course, plan, do as much research as you can, but still, hey, like take a leap of faith as well, right? If it's something that you really 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 want to do, I say go ahead, do the research, and take the plunge, plan as much as you possibly can, and just deep dive into it, and you never know what will happen, right? But yeah, we were talking about, well, briefly about the video length, but as I said, I have something coming up for that. But the interviews, there's a lot of good interviews, that even the last few, right, that there was one that had this audio issue, unfortunately, and the one that I released with the doctor today, was it today? The beginning of the clip of the interview was like out of focus a little bit, which was so weird. Anyways, let me not even get into that.
Don't go into
But
it.
the doctor is so busy that like I couldn't do a reshoot, so I just had to use it. But yeah, but today we just want to talk about briefly, right? Because this is not going to be a long podcast episode.
Mhm.
There will be some changes again coming in effect, or into effect, within the next 2 weeks. The the goal the goal, and you guys need to watch that interview with the doctor as well. Well, if you want, I think there's a lot of stuff in there, and it's very very like inspirational, like really really. His story is very yeah, it's inspiring, right? For someone to actually move to a country like South Korea, or in Asia overall, a black person, and to actually go through the process of becoming a doctor. Y'all know how like hard that is. My brother is actually in medical school right now, and he's pretty smart, really really smart. But the thing is, the workload, the like just the work, like the coursework is just so much, and they got to learn so much in a short period of time, and it's really really ridiculous and crazy. And it's like for someone to go through that. I know he's actually working in the ER in a hospital in a country like South Korea, a black person. I think that's just like a tremendous accomplishment
For
in
real.
any country.
Yeah.
But especially in Asia, it's
Most-
so unique.
Mhm.
It's like, anyways, y'all need to watch it. If y'all don't want to watch it, it's up to y'all. Y'all are missing out. But what I wanted to say was, we had a conversation there, and we were talking about the same thing about the image of black people. And he spoke about how people perceived him before they knew he was a doctor, right? There was a perception, people responded to him a certain way before they knew who he was. And I think that goes for almost any people that suffer from some type of negative stereotype,
Mm-hmm.
right? But black people, and this is one of our goals, our main goal, one of the cornerstone or the just the driving force behind what we're doing is lambasting the negative stereotype of black people across the globe, because a lot of people think that we are incapable, we are impoverished, we're uneducated, all the negative things that you can call to mind. People think that these things are ascribed to us, and rightfully so. You understand? They don't
Mm-hmm.
question the things that come to their minds.
Yeah.
And our mission, 100%, is to lambast this mindset. And not even more so lambasting that, more so inspiring other people that look like us, that, you know what, just like, I can't remember her name, forgive me, is it Cassandra?
No,
Um,
Chimera or something.
no, that's not it. Okay.
Chimera.
I know her name starts with a C. The lady that just called, forgive me, I apologize. I know your name is sacred to you. Forgive me. Um, but just like what she said, like, she's inspired because she saw other people that are doing things that she wanted to do, and it inspired her. Like, she's like, she got the strength now because she's seeing. It's like when people summit Mount Everest. Before they did that, no one was doing it.
Right, right,
One
right,
guy
right,
did
right,
it.
right.
Now everyone is doing it.
Now everybody
Right?
can
The
do it.
5 minute mile
Yeah.
or the 4 minute mile. I think it was a
Yeah.
4 minute mile.
Mm-hmm.
Roger Bannister ran it.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is doing it now because they saw that it's possible.
That's right.
And I understand the importance of seeing people that look like you doing things that you want to do. It's very, very important, right? Because not everyone is able to be a visionary and a pioneer and actually lead the charge
Mm-hmm.
and make a path for other people to follow. Not everyone is able to do that.
That's it.
So once one person does that, then other people can see it and follow suit. And so I understand the importance of just showing people within our community who are
Mhm.
actually doing things, and using that as a source of inspiration for other people. And no doubt that will lead other people along a similar path, right? To
Yeah.
challenge who they are, to go after what they want to go after. It's like Dr. Akkad, like, he was inspired by Father Lee, a Korean doctor who went to South Sudan to volunteer and offer
Mm.
services to the people in the village. And he saw the man helping people, and he said to himself, like, I wonder if one day I'll be able to do that.
Yeah. And,
And this man was a role model for him,
Yeah.
and he represented something. And then he sent for them in South Sudan to come to South Korea. You got to watch the interview to get the full story. He went there, and of course, he went through what he went through, and now he's a doctor, and he's moving on to become a surgeon
Mhm.
because he wants to go back to South Sudan and help his people.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one person that stimulated his mind and inspired him to do something. And it's very, very important, I think, for us also. It's important to see examples, right? Good. That's cool. But I also think we need to not be the people that stand in our own way, right? I know that there's a lot of things that we're fighting constantly, right? It doesn't matter if you're as qualified as someone else. It doesn't matter if you have the same amount of money as someone else. It doesn't even matter. Nothing really matters. Like, once they see your skin, some places it's like that is this thing that prevents you from doing many things. I have a friend that's is doing some it's not exactly investment banking, but something similar to that. In the States, he's in finances, and he's having a hard time. And it's not because he's incompetent or he's not able to do his work,
Mm-hmm.
but because he's a black person. And he is being picked on by his superiors, and his counterparts who are not black are doing the same thing, but they're not being penalized for it. Right?
Oh,
He's
okay.
doing simple things that any human should do.
This is in Asia.
No. It's
Okay.
in North America.
Okay.
And he's going through all these things. I'm just like, why? Just because you're a black person? It's crazy, right? So what I'm saying is that people who are black, we understand what we go through. Some people will say that we're making it up, and then we're talking about stuff that makes no sense and it doesn't exist and it's in our minds, and there you go again with the race card. You see that in the comments all the time, right?
All the time.
So we understand that we who are black, we know this exists, and we don't need to I don't need to drill this home anymore. But what I'm trying to say is that even in the face of that,
Mm-hmm.
I believe that we've been through so much, and the reason why we talk about this, and someone commented something about, oh, if we had a all white this or all white that, then there would be a blowback or a pushback or whatever the case
about
is.
our event.
Yeah, and just different things overall.
Mm-hmm.
But even the channel or whatever. But what I'm saying is that the reason why we do what we do is because of the forces that fight against us. And as a result of that, we have to retaliate. We have to be able to be proud of who we are. We got to tell ourselves, just like Marcus Garvey said, that, you know what, we got to love ourselves. We got to believe that black is beautiful. We got to believe that we are people who are worthy of the human existence just like everyone else. And because we have forces that are fighting against us, we have to retaliate in like manner. You understand? We can't be lambasted, which means like you're being trampled and you're being pushed down vigorously and just lay there and just die. No, we have to like stand up and be a role model for our children and for other people or posterity who are coming. So what I'm saying is that, okay, so we have to be the way we are. You understand? And we are a strong people. Can you imagine going through so many centuries of like, you know, like slavery and all these things, yet still we thrive? You understand? Like people are trying to hold us down, but yet still we thrive.
Yeah.
We got people in all sphere of society everywhere, and we are still being like, you know, we go through all we go through. We can't hide our skin, but yet still we thrive. So what I'm trying to say is that even though we have the forces that are against us, we still have what it takes. There are so many examples that we can follow to follow suit. We also need to not stand in our own way. If we feel like maybe a bout of imposter syndrome because we are working in some, maybe I don't know, some company, some, I don't know, investment banking, or you're a doctor or you're a lawyer or you're a business person or whatever, you are, a professor at a university, whatever the case is, and you're like, man, there's not a lot of black people. Don't stand in your own way.
Yeah.
Think highly of yourself, of who you are.
Yeah.
Anything that you want to do, regardless if someone has done it before you, still move into that direction.
Yeah.
I think it's extremely important that even though there are forces that are working against us, we know this, and I don't care what no one says, because I've lived in my skin for decades, so I understand what the black experience is like. So no one can say to me, well, it's in your mind. No, it's not in my mind.
Yeah.
And I don't see everything through the prism of color. However, I'm open-minded, but everything that happens, I look at it and say, and I assess and I analyze and say, I wonder if this happened because of that.
Yeah, you always
right?
have to wonder sometimes.
Yeah, right. But that doesn't overtake me.
No, same.
Right?
And honestly, sometimes I don't really I don't even really think about that. Think about like my color or whatever when it comes, or even other people's colors. So I don't even know why people even go that way. But
it's you know, it's like you're walking.
Like when I see people, I just see people, and I genuinely like just love like other people and just other cultures and other like other races or whatever. Like, you know, I mean, okay, you're like this, I'm like this, but like I mean, growing up in Canada, it's like, you know, it's just very, at least where I grew up, it was very diverse. I had friends from all over, right? So you got used to being around people who were just different, and it was just normal.
Yeah, the thing is, the reality is this. This is what the reality is. It shouldn't matter. It literally shouldn't matter, because just like, for instance, there was Tiffany on the MFiles interview series on YouTube on our channel, and she says she's culturally Japanese. Cool, look at it. Which means you can be any color. And if you are born in a certain country and you grew up in that country, you're going to take on the mannerisms just like those people. It's like I did an interview with a biracial person that you guys will see eventually, where he was saying that even though he looks foreign, like everything about him is Japanese. His first language is Japanese. He's like everything about him is Japanese. He's as Japanese as a Japanese. He's like, I'm Japanese. You understand what I'm saying? He just does not look Japanese. So what I'm trying to say is, your color is just a part of you. Yes, beautiful. I love it. Yes, I love my black skin. And so I'm saying it's just a part of who you are, but it's just this part. The person is on the inside, so it shouldn't matter. You see a person on the street, some people might see you and they judge you because of your color, and they're missing out on a great friend. They're missing out on a great a partner. They're missing out on all these different things, a role model, a mentor, all these things, because they're gonna stop at color. And we usually are not really like that, but some black people are. But generally, it's from the outside. And they see the color and they shut you off and they shut you down. It shouldn't matter, because people are people. I have friends who are, as Jay said, in Canada, very, very multicultural. You got people who are from every single shade of the rainbow, you name it. You got people that are friends, and they're cool. We don't even see. It's so weird, but that's the reality of life. People make it an issue, and it should not be an issue. And that's, but you know what? It exists, and that's why we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah.
That's why we need more movies, and I keep talking about this over and over again. And maybe one day we're gonna be in a position, maybe, where we can make our own movies to show the reality of who we are and do away once and for all with this over saturation, or being inundated with all this negative image, black stereotypes,
Mhm.
negative black stereotypes, once and for all. And that's the goal. We shouldn't have to do this, right? We shouldn't have to be, working on these things, but we have to. You
Mhm.
understand? My daughter, I have a daughter, she's 4, and I want to make sure that she's 1000% proud of who she
Confident.
proud of who she
Yeah.
is. She's in Japan. She's growing up in Japan. She's
Mhm.
a black girl, of course, and she should be 100% proud of who she is as a black girl, and love herself, right? You
Mhm.
understand? Like, and these are things that you gotta do just because of the way the world is, and it's and I've been to so many different places, and sometimes I'm just like, man, I'm like, I've been to some countries, so you're walking around in these countries, and sometimes you get some stares, and you're just like, yo, like, I'm like, y'all don't even know me.
Like, what are they thinking?
I'm not even thinking
Yeah.
about that. I'm just looking at their facial expressions. I'm like, yo, y'all can smile, eh? I'm like, y'all don't even know me. Whether you understand, I'm like,
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
know
yeah,
what type of
yeah.
person I am. You don't know if I'm a bad person or a good person. But yet, still, there's this ugly look on your face. Like, some people, I'm just like, and so I started doing the stare down. These days, I just do the stare back. I'm just like, oh, y'all staring at me. I'm staring back. I'm like, yo, what's up? You know, I'm just
Mm.
in that mode of just like doing the stare down now. And sometimes you're like, why they're looking at you, because you look different.
Mhm.
But one of the solutions, is, Jay was talking about community building earlier, and one thing is we need to not stand in our own way. And regardless of the existence of these circumstances and situations where people judge us before they hear us speak,
Mhm.
or find out who we are, we can still thrive. And there are countless examples of people who, despite the odds, they still rise and followed their dreams and become who they wanted to become, and even greater than they were expecting to become.
Mhm.
So I'm saying, if you're out there and you're watching this and you're a black person, any person, but particularly black people, because we go through the most in this world. I'm saying, believe in yourself, your dreams. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you can't see your way to the finish line. Go after it still. Don't be the first person to tell yourself no. Never be that person, even if you feel like there's no way this is gonna work. It doesn't matter. Still go after it, like 100%. Right? And say, hey, listen, I'm telling myself yes. John Doe can tell me no. Who cares?
Mhm.
And if he tells you no, you try your best to make that no a maybe. And if it becomes a maybe, you just might be able to turn that maybe into a yes. Right? So when you hear no, tell yourself that's a maybe. All no's are maybes, I think. What, there's a comment?
You can scroll through the comments and see if you want to say something.
About what? So
Yeah. So
what? Is there something that you want to highlight?
no,
Is there no
no,
talk?
I don't want to highlight.
Okay, so what is it?
I think there's some comments people are getting a little bit controversial. So I don't know
But
if you want to say.
do you want to talk about it? I don't know, because I haven't seen it. So for me to go through it, I'm going to be wasting time to try to find it.
Okay, never mind.
Is it something that you want to address?
No, not. I don't want to say anything.
So
Particular. Okay,
what's the
so
general
let
thing?
me
Like,
answer some questions. You can read. Let me answer some questions. Someone asked if I have a teaching qualification. I am a certified teacher in Canada. So, yeah.
okay, that was all. Yeah. What's
And yeah, that's about it.
but there was something you wanted to say, no?
No,
But I don't see like what what's the general like consensus? What's going on?
I think there's just it's okay. It's okay. Just move on.
Okay.
Sorry, I cut you off.
Okay, yeah, well, you guys heard what I was saying, and that's pretty much this in a nutshell, as it relates to the point of the podcast. It's funny because, as I said before, as humans, right? People have good days, people got bad days. Sometimes you're inspired, sometimes you're uninspired, sometimes you're unmotivated. You don't want to do anything. You understand? It's like usually for me, I work out a lot, I run a lot, and sometimes I don't feel like doing it. Sometimes, well, you know what? I guess it's so deep in me, it's really hard for me not to do it. If I don't do it, I don't feel good. But sometimes you're like, should I go out and do this long run right now? But you still got to do it because it's something you got to do. It's just the way life is. So what I'm trying to say is that there is a human experience, right? And we all, and this is ABC. I know it's elementary. Okay. I'm not trying to be profound right now, but I'm just saying the human experience, right? All of us go through different things in life. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? Like, and when you feel unmotivated and uninspired, and whether it's because your parents spoke down to you, they talked down to you and they just told you that you were nothing, or society is telling you that you're nothing, and then you internalize these negativity, and as a result you start living out the reality of what other people's opinions of who you are. So that's one thing that can happen to people, humans overall. So it doesn't matter if you're red or you're yellow. You understand these things happen or affect the humans overall. And then within this, right, you have black people. You understand? And we have a different experience. We have all those problems, but then we have the experience of the recent history that affects us. And that's why when we go to, or we're considering going to other countries, we have questions to ask, because based on our experience, it's like we know that people judge us by the way we look.
Mm-hmm.
So we know this, so we got to ask. I'm like, so Jay, like, you went to Puerto Rico. Well, maybe not. Let me not say Puerto Rico. You went to. Okay, Okay, let's say. I see unknown. When I see unknown, hello, how you doing?
Oh,
Hello.
Hi.
hi.
Okay, I see unknown person. I'm trying. When I see that, I get suspicious. I'm like, why do I see unknown person? Right? Because last
Oh,
week?
really?
Yeah, two weeks ago, like someone called and they literally called like it was crazy. They called like
But
10 times,
it was a
It's a
private
moving
caller.
number.
okay, cool. And when they
It's
answered, they
fine.
hung up. But okay, how you doing? What's your name?
Hi. I rather not say.
Okay, no worries. You
I
don't have
can't
to say.
believe I'm actually on the phone with you guys.
Oh no, don't worry.
I'm
You don't
watching
have to say your
I'm
name.
watching the podcast now.
Okay,
Okay.
what's up?
Yeah, well, first of all, I just want to say thank you guys so much. I'm not sure how I discovered the channel. Maybe it was on one of my recommendations, but I really enjoy seeing and hearing really positive experiences from Black people from all over the world. So
Yeah,
thank you for that.
you're welcome.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
Yeah.
Also, obviously, I'm an American based on my accent. I live here in America. I would like to perhaps teach.
Mhm.
And I'm just wondering, specifically, I'm more interested in South Korea.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if you guys can really help me, or someone maybe in the audience can help me
Mm-hmm.
in terms of just how about what should I do as far as getting there. It just seems like it's just so difficult. It's been very difficult for me. I'm nervous. I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
No. Okay, so first question is
You want to get to South Korea? You said.
South Korea more than Japan?
It just seems like it's a little bit more doable.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so first question is what are your qualifications? What kind of qualifications do you have? Or do you have
Well, I think
do you have
that
a
I have
bachelor's
a bachelor's
degree?
degree.
Okay.
I don't. I have a bachelor's. I'm not certified. Yeah, I don't have any certifications
Okay.
as far as like teaching certifications or the EFLs.
Okay.
I
So
don't have that yet.
okay, that's fine. So your bachelor's degree in general should be enough. What some people do if they want to make their applications look a little bit more plump would be to take like a TEFL course or like
A
one.
feeling.
What?
You said
I think
no.
I
You
said-
said
I mean,
plum.
it's
You said
TEFL.
plum. You said plum. So
Plump,
it's okay.
yeah,
It's
plump.
okay.
If they want to plump up their application, if they want to make it like more attractive, then they would get like another certification like for example, because a lot of people will apply with just a bachelor's in anything, right? So if
Yeah.
you want to yours to stand out, um, I would say it would look, maybe you would have an upper hand if you take like
TEFL.
take like a TEFL course or one of those courses, right? To say, okay, I've taken the effort to learn how to teach English, even though I'm not an English major or whatever, right? So that would be the first step. Your bachelor's is enough to apply for a teaching program in Japan or Korea, if you want to. Um, the main government program in Korea is called Epic, and the main government
Okay.
program in Japan is called JET. So those programs are the most highly regarded because they're the most how do we say, most like well managed, I would say. Best
Okay.
probably the best arrangement in regards to having support and fairness, I would say.
Hmm.
Because you can, okay, cancel. Sorry. Because you can, sorry, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, you can get hired directly by a school, because some schools do recruit. They go to America, they go to Canada and other countries, and or they post jobs online, and you can get hired directly to a school, a private school. But I would say to be careful, because there are a lot of people who we know personally who sometimes get themselves in that kind of situation, coming directly from Canada or the States, and it may and what you saw on paper and what you spoke with them before coming to the country changed once you got there. Okay, so
Hmm.
I would say to be wary of schools who are recruiting directly. So be careful. Be
Yeah,
be
I've heard of. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry, someone's calling while we're talking, so that's why we have to keep.
Keep talking.
Yeah.
Yes,
You've heard
I
of?
I heard of the Epic program.
Yes.
I actually was in the process of filling out the application
Mm-hmm.
a couple months ago,
Mm-hmm.
but but I got to the part of the application where it says that you can't you can have a pet while you're with the Epic program, and I stopped my application there because I wanted to bring my pet with me. Um,
Um.
yeah,
I
so
think that's going to be challenging for almost all programs, or most programs actually.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I don't know
well,
anything
I,
about
I
the whole.
actually
That's an
I don't know
assumption,
them
though.
personally.
That's an assumption, though, because I don't know, because I know, yeah. So I'm not sure,
I
but
don't even. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't know them personally, so I won't say I know them personally. But I know of some people that from America that definitely they brought their cat or dog,
oh wow,
Right. Right. Right.
and I don't have children. It's just myself. I can't imagine just leaving her behind.
Right.
Um, yeah,
Okay.
I
So.
actually lived in the Caribbean once, and she was right there with me, first class.
oh
Right.
nice.
Right. So actually, so even though it says that, and that was the Korean application.
That was for the Epic
That's for
program.
the that's for the Epic program.
I didn't. I thought I muted that. I think it's the same person from the.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um. What I would say, still complete the application.
Hmm. Okay.
And because sometimes, yeah, in a situation, I would say still complete the application, and then and see what happens. See if you get selected, and then try to inquire and make a serious inquire about bringing your pet after
Inquiry.
the fact. Inquiry, sorry, about your pet after the fact. I would say don't stop right there. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, I would
Two
say I
months
would.
ago I started, and I had my lesson plan. I knew
Mm-hmm.
what I was gonna write about or
Yeah,
create, and
yeah.
again I got to that
apart. And I was like, no, I can't
Yeah,
leave
no,
my baby.
honestly, like sometimes things, you will see things that would hinder us from applying for things because we think, oh, we
Yeah.
don't meet the full requirements. But yeah, I wouldn't give up so quickly, because you never know, in a situation like that, there may be a way for that to work out. So I would say don't be discouraged too quickly on that factor. I would say complete your application and then see what happens, see if
Okay.
you get selected, and then make a serious plea for your pet.
Okay.
If they want
All
you,
right. Thank you. I don't
they
want to
gotta have.
bore
No, no,
everybody.
no, 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 no. I think
But
this is. You never know. This
I
might be.
really am looking forward to. I hope that I'm very positive that I'll get selected somehow, even if through a hog on. I know I haven't heard the greatest
Right. Yeah. No. No. Yeah.
ratings or
Yes. Yeah. Go.
I haven't heard people having the greatest experiences, but I thought if I
Mm-hmm.
just get there,
Right.
maybe,
And well, that's what I was gonna
something
say
to turn around.
too. That's what I was gonna say too. Like, whatever, if you really, just want to get there, because once you're there, it's easier for you to get a job within the country because the other companies or schools are like, okay, well, she's already here. We don't have to pay for her flight.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So once you're there,
Right.
if you can get something there, then you can expand your territory, look around, find something better maybe for yourself. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
I would say don't give up on that application just because they said no pets. Yeah, just I would say go all the way. Go all the way. See where it lands, where you land, and then yeah. Yeah.
So I
Then
have a question, and
yeah,
I'll
sure.
hang up, and you guys can just answer. Do you get the feeling that maybe the people I've watched a lot of interviews,
Mhm.
it's like the black people, and it's from all over the world. So I won't say black Americans.
Mhm.
It's like they're escaping. I won't say it's not. I'm not saying it's blackness, but it seems like they're escaping something. And maybe it's the black experience where they're living.
Mhm.
I kind of got that feeling. It's not a negative thing, but
Mhm.
I'm just wondering if you or Renzo or maybe those in the chat feel that way too.
Um,
Thank you.
no problem.
No
Thanks for
problem.
I
calling.
can hang up if you want me
Okay,
to.
yeah, I'll answer that. Um,
Yes, thank you.
no
You
problem.
you guys have a wonderful day.
Same
Okay,
to
you
you.
too.
I take care.
Bye. Thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye. I'm
Bye.
listening. So bye.
Okay, no
Okay, no
problem.
problem.
Bye.
Yeah, because I see this. Yeah, this call that's coming in. I think this is the. Yeah, I think I was trying to see if I can find a way to like stop that from coming in. But
Mhm.
let me just close this for now and answer this question. So, guys, no calls for a second. Let's just answer that. Honestly, with that question, I'm gonna give my take and you can
Yeah,
give
yeah,
yours.
yeah. Go
It's
ahead.
like some people clearly. I guess some people might want to escape where they are.
Mhm.
That's possible. I
Mhm.
can't say that's not the case. I can't say who, but maybe some people have that reasoning, right? It might be where they live in might be too stressful for them. They might need a change of scenery. Some people, I don't know, like some people might. I don't want to say about any interviewees that I've actually done, but maybe some people who go to other countries are maybe trying to escape blackness. I don't know. I can't say. I've heard some people in conversation elsewhere, not anyone I've interviewed, who may say they're trying to like run away from black people or whatever the case is. Some people say that, and it's very very sad. But I don't think that's a majority. I think that might just be like one and two people, like a couple people maybe,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah,
yeah,
I would say even for us, we came for the adventure. We
yeah,
didn't.
that's it.
Yeah, and
I
I
love
think
black people.
yeah,
Okay, I'm
exactly.
like, hey,
Yeah,
hey.
and yeah, no, and I think for a lot of people, they come for the adventure. They come for like something new, or especially people in Japan. It's they fell in love with the culture and they just want to experience it. You know what I mean? The opportunity was there to travel. And then there's the travel junkies. There's the people who just go around teaching in multiple countries. Go around teaching in multiple countries just because it allows them to travel.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think
It's
it's all over the place. There's definitely people who probably are fall into the category where you think that you know they're trying to escape.
But you know what?
But
I
then,
probably shouldn't. I think I probably should retract what I said, because I heard that from a person, right? So I never heard that directly,
mhm,
right? So I can't say I've never actually had an actual conversation with someone who said they were trying to escape, blackness. But I've seen comments from people who say that they want to escape, the states or go somewhere else because the states right now is just not working out for them and stuff like that. So I think some people have a desire to leave where they are if the situation is sort of untenable, kind of like wherever they are presently.
mm,
But in my experience, because I'm like, because it's so negative to actually say that, I don't
mhm,
want to say it unless I have like hard proof, right?
right.
Like literally talking to an actual person in the flesh who communicated to me that, you know what, this is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, for me, from the people that I've spoken to, it's the adventure, it's the opportunity, it's just
The safety, I guess, and the like.
mystery, something new. You know, so many different reasons.
Okay, let's see if this is an actual person. Hello, you're live. Hello. Okay. Yeah, so we do have a troll, and that's the thing. Like, I need to I should have actually done the research to find out how to like stop that call from coming in, but I got to do it after this, because this person has been doing this for the last 2 weeks. Okay, so yeah, so I don't know exactly what the reason is for a lot of people, but there are some people who come to Japan for vacation or some
Hmm.
country, and they fall in love. They're like, oh snap, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, 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 yeah.
like
And they
they
want to find ways
yeah,
to stay longer.
because it's different, right? And I'm not just saying, I'm not, I wouldn't advise anyone to run from anywhere to anywhere. Why? Um. Okay, wait.
I'm gonna try it again.
No, I'm just gonna let me just close. Let me just close down Skype. Um. Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, because the thing is, like, when you leave from one place to another place, right? As I said, the human experience, there are problems everywhere. So you leave Saudi Arabia and you move to, Japan or somewhere else, the problems will change, but problems will still exist, right? So they will just change form. So in one country you might have this issue, but in another country you might have another issue. But then it really depends. So what people tend to do is they weigh their options. Like, okay, well, I much rather this type of experience than this type of experience. So it's like the lesser of two evils,
Yeah.
right? So in Japan and other countries, look, some people are asking us like, what are your motives? Like, are you trying to get people to migrate or move? That's not what we're doing at all. Like, we're not telling anyone to leave where you are. That wasn't even in our minds at all. That's not even a motivation or an inspiration for what we're doing. It's just that we're sharing these stories, right? We're inspiring people, showing people what's possible, and working on the image of black people and sharing people's stories, right? It just happens that we're actually in this side of the world,
Mm-hmm.
and so people look at it and they're like, oh, we're inspired, we want to come, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not telling people you got to move to Japan or move to whatever country we feature people from.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what we're saying,
Yeah.
right? But we can share the experience here. We can share the black experience in these countries so you can get an idea of what it's like.
Yeah.
But we're not explicitly saying to anyone, do this. So some people are saying, like, are you trying? I'm like, that's not what we're doing. It just looked that way, I guess. Maybe if people are saying that, I guess it looks that way, but that's not what we're doing. But when you come to a country like Japan or some other countries, it's different, right? It's not that there's no problems, but for instance, people from America, they would say the safety, and I would say the safety as well. Even though Canada is pretty safe, where we lived in Canada was pretty safe. It's fine. In comparison to where I'm from, originally Jamaica, Japan is definitely safer than Jamaica by far. Because Jamaica is some places are safe, but it's not that safe. In Japan, it's like night and day, pretty much, if you compare the two countries. So people like their lives. You understand? People want to feel safe, secure. live in a neighborhood that's quiet. You want stuff like that. And so when people come and they experience that, they're like, you know what? If I can contribute something to society and remain here for an extended period of time, why not do that? Right? You can come with your family if you have a family. You can come and start a family if you so desire, as long as you do things right and you're contributing. And you guys know, as the caller just said, she wants to move to a certain country, and she's going there to do what? Contribute to the society. She's going to teach. She's going to educate whether adults or kids. She's going to teach them something. And a lot of people have this idea in their minds that black people are parasites, and I've actually seen comments like that, feeling in their minds that black people go to these countries to take. But we go to these countries or come to these countries to give, because they're not saying, "Oh, come on over, just come and just bask in the sun and drink sake." People are not saying that. You understand? That's not the case. You got to go there with something to contribute to society. So that is a misconception for anyone that immigrates to this country for whether a short-term stay or a long-term stay to work, or thinking that people are coming to do some whatever type of thing. That's not the case. People are coming to work and contribute to society. So yeah, some people, the safety is a big thing. It's different. The experience here is different in this part of the world is different than where you're from. And as humans, once you can go to a country legally, go and experience it if you want, right? I think traveling does add value to you as an individual, and not that people that don't travel are any less valuable. It's just that your mindset and your perspective is shaped and changed, because there are certain things that you just won't know until you go and experience it, and then you can understand that snap, like, like I never knew that people were this way, or I never knew that things were this way, or there's just certain things that you learn that you wouldn't have learned otherwise, right, without traveling. So yeah. And again, I just want to say, guys, look, if you want to do something, look, most things that are worthwhile are challenging, is difficult. It's just life. And I think that's one of the things that we got to accept sooner than later. And if we understand that any pursuit that we engage in, anything that we're going after, if we have the mindset from the onset that, you know what, it's going to be challenging, you're prepared. You won't get caught off guard because you're ready for it. So whatever challenges will rise and things will pop up that you weren't anticipating, you just deal with it. But you're ready, right? But if you think it's going to be a walk in the park, then you'll be, something will cause you to veer off track, and then you're done. But so if you wanna move to a country, if you wanna do something, whatever it is, listen, just go and do it. Life is way too short, and that's one thing I think about. I'm like, think about what people think about you, and let that stop you from doing what you want to do. Don't pursue your dream. Don't go after the thing that you want to do. But life is so short, so I don't have 1 million years to figure it out. I might have 50, I might have 60, who knows? So in the time that I have, just go after what you want. You don't have forever to think about it. You understand? It's like, that's a reality, yeah? Like literally, when I think about that, that drives me to no end, because I'm like, I will not be here forever. The moment I die, the opinion of someone in relations to who I am and if they like me or not will be irrelevant. The moment I'm in that casket or whatever form it will take, it doesn't matter. Their opinion in that moment in time is irrelevant. They cannot bring me back to life. They cannot. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna live my life based on expectation or the opinion of someone else, and it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be dead. At the end of the day, we're all gonna be gone. So my thing is to pour myself out and do as much as I possibly can while I have the time and while I'm living, because there will be a time for you and I when we won't be able to do what we want to do and go after what we want to go after. And that's why I go after what I want to go after. That's the reason why you should go after your dreams and don't care what anyone has to say, because one day, a day to come, maybe sooner than later, who knows, you won't be able to do it. So why are you standing in your own way? Why are you standing in your own way? And that's one of the reasons as well why, as Black people, I think that we need to not stand in our own way and go after what we want. Because why? You got one life, literally one. You get what I'm saying?
Of course.
One experience, one existence, and you're gonna just lay back and be, downtrodden and just be whatever, and accept this position of subserviency for the rest of your life. No, no. So that's one thing that I think all of us need to think about. The transience of life. when you're making decisions, I think we cannot make any decision at all without considering or contemplating the transience of life. I don't
Mhm.
think you can, because
No.
most people live like they have eternity. They live like they won't die,
Yeah.
and everything is time sensitive. You understand? You have to do things within a certain time frame because you don't have forever to do it. I know we feel healthy, you feel strong, yeah? You feel strong, don't it? Yeah, you feel strong and you feel like nothing can happen to you, but the truth of the matter is everyone probably feels this way. And then tomorrow they're no longer here. So everything that you want to do, I know we care about the opinions of people, but not too much. And at the same time, I think the people that do the most are the people who don't care. You understand? I'm like, yo, who cares what you want to say? As long as you're not doing something that's bad and you're hurting people, like no, that's something I'm like, you don't hurt people. Okay? That no. Because you don't want to be someone to hurt you, so just don't hurt people. As long as you're not doing that, do your thing. You want to move from your country to another country, do it. You want to whatever it, I don't even know, like whatever it is that's in your mind right now that you're scared, you're nervous, and you don't want to do it, and you think it will add value to your life, and it's something that is burning within you, go after it. You ain't got the money, still try. You can't sing, still try. You understand? Think about it.
Yes. I was gonna.
Am I ranting?
No. And I'm just gonna harp on what Darksea just said. Damn, Ronzo, maybe you should add motivational speaker into your portfolio. Yeah, you guys have no idea.
I'm just like, no
idea.
Oh, God.
No. He said something to me last week. Was it last week?
What did I say? I don't remember. What was that?
I was just talking about something that I wanted to do. And then he just took it to like the 100th degree. And he's like, you should just do this. And I'm like, okay, but I feel like I need to do this first and then this and then this.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then maybe I
remember.
can get to this level. And he's
Yeah.
just like, no, you should just go there. You should just go straight there. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
and in
remember
my
that.
mind, I'm just like, no. I must do this. And
Yeah.
then I started to think about like, no, well, technically, I don't have much time. And I was also just thinking about the fact that, yeah, why
You're
not?
40 now.
Oh, shut up. Shut
But that's still
up.
young though. 40 is still young though.
I am not 40 for everybody who's
Okay,
watching.
I'm just joking. She's not 40, but so. But 40
Not
is
that
still young though.
there's anything wrong with
No.
being 40.
But 40 is still young though. Honestly, like it's funny. Someone said something. I know I cut you off, but give me just let me just say this one thought. Someone said something to me, and it was profound, or it enlightened me. Because the person said, when you're 40, you'll feel just like you feel at 25 or 20. Like you'll feel the same way in your mind, but of course your body might feel a little bit different. But the way you are now, that's how you're going to be at 40. You're going to feel the same exact way.
I believe that because I feel the same way
Right?
like I did when I was.
Because I guess our spirit or soul or whatever doesn't ages, but the body does.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, you're shriveled up, but you still feel like a young man inside, right? Where you want to do stuff, but you can't do it because you're all old and things. Like I'm just talking.
I know.
I'm talking about running and playing soccer. What are you thinking about?
Okay,
This
okay,
anyway.
okay.
So what? I'm talking about, anyways, walking and running and lifting weights and stuff. But you were saying.
Anyways, back to my story. All in all I was trying to say was what my husband brought to me was the fact that not that kind of exposed the limitations that I put on myself. Because I was seeing it only one where I'm like, oh yeah, it would be nice to have this, but I definitely have to do this, and this, and step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, the traditional way, or what I think is the way to get to that big goal. But he was just like looking at the goal and saying, just go straight to it. And I'm just like, okay, that's a different way to look at it. So I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, it's just look, I guess everyone's mind work a different way, but my mind just work a certain way with certain things. But just what I was just saying right now is something that it's a thing that takes me to a place of sobriety when I think it's important because it's very important because anytime I know it works for me when I find myself maybe thinking about what other people might be thinking or saying, or thinking about all these other factors. When I think that one day I won't be here, I think that's the greatest motivator there is. Like it's one of the biggest driving forces because if you really, and the worst part about it too, that should make you even run even faster than you're running right now, is that you don't know when the end is gonna come. So I guess we're kind of I'm going off on a little tangent here, but usually what I do is, and I've said this before, is that I look at where I'm at right now, right? And then and then I look at where I want to go, or where I want death to reach me, right? So I'm saying, I said to say to myself, okay, I don't know when I'm gonna die, but my ideal circumstance when I die or when death reaches me is this way. This is a legacy I want to leave. This is what I want to do. And then I look at the gap between where I'm at to where I want to be, or where I want death to meet me. And since I don't know when it's gonna come, I got to start working on it right now. So I'm like, okay, snap, I need to do this. Okay, snap, I got a lot of work to do between the place where I want death to meet me, because it's coming, regardless or not. You understand? It's that thing that's coming. You don't know where it's at, but it's coming. It's around the corner somewhere. I don't know, maybe this corner or 10 corners down the road. You don't know where it's at. But I'm like, you know what? What can I control? And I try to close that gap as much as possible. So once I've actually reached that place, if death comes, I'm like, you know what? Hey, work is done. You get I know it's kind of like morbid. It
Sorry.
seems kind of like, whatever, but it's a reality.
No, don't watch my face.
Oh.
I'm reading the comments.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I'm just,
it's one
I
of those
just don't
things.
even want to give attention to some things right now.
So I think that's
Oh, okay.
so I think that's
Sorry.
so I think that's one way to live, right? So it's a way to live, to take things into your own hands as much as you possibly can, because you can't control, the your inevitable demise. You can't control that. But you can have a form of control over it by trying to plan your life in such a way that you're working assiduously towards or on what you want to accomplish, right? So as I said, I have a certain thing in my mind where I'm like, you know what, if I die when I've accomplished this or contributed this to humanity, then I'm cool. Have I done it yet? No, I haven't. How much work needs to be done? Okay, this amount of work. Let me start working on that every single day. And if death catches me in my pursuit of even that, it's okay, because I couldn't control that. But at least I'm working towards what I want. And I think we should not stand in our own way. And I think that's something that I was communicating to you as well, is that if you want to do something, why are you standing in your own way? Why are you the person that's doubting yourself? Why are you the person that's limiting what you want to do? And the fact of the matter is, like, there's unlimited potential in every single human, even people who we might not like.
Yeah.
Even your enemy has unlimited potential, because they're human as well. It's the reality. But people stand in their own ways and prevent themselves from doing things. You want to do something, you're thinking about 10 million things that would prevent you from doing it. I want to do something, I'm doing it. Well, I don't know I'm going to do it, but it's going to get done. You figure it out along the way, you get the work done. And I think every single person has that potential. And so I just want to, I don't even know what I'm even doing right now, but I just want to just tell you guys or communicate this or motivate you guys or something to just go after what you want, because one day it might sound bad. I had a grandfather that passed away, and I was the one that found him in his bed. He was dead in his bed, in his room, lifeless. And I remember this man was vibrant. When I was younger, this man would chase us around the house. I remember this man riding for miles to his farm. And I remember this man, he was like the patriarch of the household. I remember this man in his heyday, strong and vigorous and towering above all of us. But I saw him. I saw him that day, that morning, lying in his bed, a dead man. He was old, but still, he was vibrant. He was alive and well. And then he was not. So I saw that myself. And I think when we're young and we're strong, we forget that it's coming.
Yeah.
And I think that should be the driving force. That should be the impetus for us to literally get to where we need to go and do the things that we need to do. Don't even think about the fact that you're too young, you're too this. Listen, just if you want to do something, the last time I was saying this after my run, because I do a post-run talk, well, to myself, because I don't release that podcast anymore. I probably should revive it, but I still record. And I was saying that I believe that every single person, this is the last thing I'm going to say, because I'm probably, I don't know, people are probably bored or whatever now. But I believe that every single person was sent to this earth. We came naked, right? Like my daughter, she came naked. But I believe there's something that's inside of each one of us. And there's a lane that's for you. There's a seat that's for you. So a seat that's waiting. So when you come into this world, like, I believe that God never sent us into this world or you into this world to suffer. You understand? You have the tools. You may come naked, whatever, but there's something that's in your mind, in your heart, or whatever, that is there for you. And who said this? Someone said something that was so profound to me. I can't remember what it was. Not to me, but I was probably listening to something. I think they said that whatever you are who you are, or you have it or already, or something like that. I
Already
can't
in
remember
you.
what it was, but it was. I'm like, damn. I'm like,
We always
wow.
talk about that
It's like you
though.
weren't searching for it. You're not searching. It's already in you. I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't remember. That wasn't what the person said, but something to that effect. But I believe that, even because but the reason I'm saying this, I'm going to get to the point, is that I feel like some people are trying to sit in someone else's seat.
Mhm.
Some people, and the reason why some people may have a hard time in life is that they're trying to go into a lane that's not their lane.
Mhm.
They're trying to fit themselves into a place that's not their place to be set in or fit in,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
And when
yeah,
you
yeah,
find
yeah.
yourself that you're not comfortable where you are, or
Mhm.
people aren't accepting you where you are,
Mhm.
maybe it's that you don't fit in that place,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah,
that you
yeah,
got to
yeah,
find
yeah,
your
yeah.
crowd, you got to
You're
find
in
your lane, you got to
your
find
spot.
your audience, you got to find all these things, your seat, because it's already there for you as an individual. So that's your journey, that's your thing, you got to find it. So you came
Yeah.
here, you just and I think the reason why we have a hard time when we're going after what we want, and it seems like it's taking so long,
Mhm.
is because during the process of growing up, we picked up so much debris that's weighing us down.
Yeah.
And this is causing you like it's taking you a lot longer to get to where you're going, because now you're kind of corrupt, and you're gonna
Mhm.
take it off, right?
Mhm.
To become who you really are. And
Mhm.
then the way is made known to you to find your path, the lane that's yours, and the seat that's yours. It's like when we go to the movie theater in Japan. You reserve your ticket. If your seat is A4, when you go to the movie theater, even if it's sold
it's
out,
waiting for you.
that A4 seat is waiting
Waiting
for
for
you.
you.
So when you go inside there could be 10,000 people, 1,000 people,
Your seat
200
is
people there.
waiting.
Your seat is waiting for you. And I think that's my belief. Last night I was inspired, and this came into my mind after my 5K run. And this came into my mind. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know if this is true or not, but I believe this. I don't know. I believe it strongly and I choose to believe this, that there's a lane for every single person that's watching this out there, and whoever that's not watching this,
Listening.
there's a lane and a
Mhm.
seat for you. If you find yourself
Mhm.
somewhere that you're fighting way too much to try to fit in, and
Mhm.
people are against you, maybe just consider, I'm not saying this is a reality, but maybe it's not the place for you. And sometimes you find this, then if you keep searching and you find that seat, that's your seat, and you sit in that seat, the grooves and everything just fit your behind so good. You're like, yeah, this is my seat. You understand? You're good. You're ready. You're like, what? Right? You got what memory foam and thing, right? So you have that type of seat because it's yours, and you know that you fit there, and everything just starts just working the way it should because it's your seat. I believe that. So I don't think there's anyone, whether even the old homeless people on the street, they have it as well, and it's for them to maybe sit down and engage in introspection and say to themselves, you know what? Where is my seat? I still got to search. Let me
Mhm.
find the place that I fit in.
Mhm.
Because I don't think anyone was born in, even my daughter. I don't know what she's gonna be, what she's gonna do, but
Mhm.
whatever it is that she should do, her lane is already there, and her seat is already there. No one else can sit in that seat but her. But people are trying to force themselves in someone else's seat.
Mhm.
Someone you sitting there, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
and they're
yeah.
trying to,
But yeah,
I'm like, you're
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to sit in Jay's seat,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not your seat. That's Jay's seat. You understand?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's like your
someone.
seat. Everyone's trying to
It's
do
that.
it, and
It's
yeah.
that whole concept of also just trying to be like somebody else, right? That person is already who they are, and they've already filled that spot. Like you can't become like that person. That person is, they're in their lane. That the reason why they're successful or they're flowing in whatever is because they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're in their seat.
But you know the worst thing too is that most people in life are trying to be someone else.
Yeah.
So everyone's like looking like, I'm gonna try to be like 1, 2, 3, and everyone is trying to do it. So no one. So you look in the theater, everyone's like fighting, and like, yeah, there's like so many empty seats. Like, what's going on? Because everyone is trying to fight for someone's seat, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
like instead of like this harmonious like experience, everyone is fighting for someone else's seat, and all the seats are empty because you're trying to get into this guy's, and he's like, no, it's my seat, and it's like this tussling going on. But I think, and the funny part is the people that rise to the top are the people who look around and say, wait, there's all this thing that's going on in the theater. Everyone is fighting over someone else's seat. Yeah, let me just go to my seat.
Mhm.
And my seat is down there, and they sit down, and then they're the ones that everyone is looking at like, oh, they're not that special. Okay.
Yeah.
They just went to their seat. It's that simple. They
Yeah.
went where they belong. They went to their place. They assumed their position. And because everyone else is fighting for someone else's seat, there's this confusion. And when they see one person that sit down, they're like, oh my God. That's why they say, what, in a world where everyone is blind, the one man eye or something leads or something. In the world of the blind, the one eye man leads or something. So if everyone is blind and you have one eye, you're the leader or something like that. Something like that. I might be butchering it, but yeah. So anyways, that I don't even, I kind of right. I hope you guys got something from that, but that's where I'll stop. That's where I'll stop. I don't know if that made sense. Did that make sense, guys? I don't even know. I just went out. I haven't even had breakfast yet.
Me neither. Just tea.
But yeah, that's yeah, I hope that did that make sense?
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening in the comments here. You'll be reading this. There's a lot of different things going on in the comments.
What's this? I will be only after 2 more. So feel what?
Is that for real, Locust thing?
Is Locust being for real?
I'm still trying to find my place. Oh, that's okay.
But being in the pursuit of that is something that's important. And I think one way is, and it's a sort of dichotomy if you think about it, because it's kind of hard to explain, because not something being challenging doesn't mean that it's not for you, right? Because that's something that is that's an experience that people have when they're going after something that's worthwhile or something that's highly coveted. So when I'm talking about the seat and you find yourself in a place that doesn't seem that comfortable, it's a dichotomy, because you need to try to figure out, okay, it's uncomfortable. Does it mean that it's not for me, or is it just a part of the process? You got to try to figure out that. You understand? So it's kind of tricky. But I think you will be able to identify with that. So it's twofold. You find yourself in a certain position that you feel maybe you're not that comfortable there, and when you dig deep in yourself and you engage in introspection and you think to yourself about like who you believe yourself to be. For instance, myself, I know what I'm drawn to, and it doesn't matter what country I live in, and I've lived a few places, or what I do, or whatever the case is. There's always this thing.
Yeah, and I always talk
just
about
like you
that
said,
too.
right? That
Yeah,
keeps coming back. There's this thing that's
that
there,
you.
and it does. And the thing is, I think maybe sometimes we disqualify ourselves because we're thinking about industry standards, or we're thinking about what has been done before, or what people have said to us, and we try to disqualify ourselves. And that's why maybe that thing that's there, it might not be as loud in you if you take on all these negativity from other people. But if you should unload yourself or unburden yourself and take these things off, and think to yourself, you might be able to find out if the seat that you're in or that you're trying to go after, if that's yours or not.
Yeah.
Take money out of the equation. And that's something that can corrupt as well, money. Right? That's why sometimes when we do stuff, I think people are asking about one of our events, like why is it free? Like, money corrupts sometimes, and everything is not about money. You understand what I'm trying to say? So sometimes if you're making a decision, money is important, yes, because you need it to survive and eat food and shelter and stuff like that. But certain things that you're thinking about, don't let money be the first thing that you consider. You understand what I'm trying to say? When you're trying to find your seat, so I don't no, I'm talking about the seat thing.
Yeah, somebody already coined it as your sermon.
Don't
the title of your sermon.
Yeah, don't let that be a thing that you think about at first. Money will come afterwards. Right? And if someone is trying to like fit in there, like, I'm trying to fit in the seat because there's money there, and you're trying to fit in it, right? You know it's uncomfortable, but because the money is driving you, like, I don't care. This is jerking me, and I'm so uncomfortable, but I don't care. Money is there, man. I'll make some money in the seat, but it's not your seat though. And there's more money in your seat, right? There's actually more money in your seat because you flow so smoothly, like you're like, I'm flowing, and then so it's so I think this is what I believe. I don't know. Some people will disagree with me, no doubt, but I really believe that you will know. I think you will know. I've had some jobs and I've done some things where I'm like, yo, this is not me. And even the money was good. I'm like, and everyone's like, yo, that's a good job.
Good job.
Yo, that's a really good. I'm like, yo, no.
You're suffering on the inside.
I hated it so much.
Oh, God.
No, I was like, oh my God, like the best days, because like, listen, you work just a few days, everything is covered. I hated that job. I'm sorry. I was depressed. And it's crazy, eh? It's crazy that there are certain things that even if you're making money doing it, if you don't like it and it's not your seat and it's not that thing, you won't stay there long.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. I don't know.
Mhm.
Like you might try to like last for a little bit, but trust me, there's gonna be a point where just like I don't know, man.
It's really interesting
Nah,
because to
man.
think about like even that situation when you were in that job and you hated
Ugh.
every single day of it.
Oh my
And I had to
gosh.
hear every single
Ugh.
day you complain about it.
I
But
hated
like,
it.
but on the other hand, you were working amongst people who have been there for like 40 years doing the same thing.
Yeah, they've been there for I don't know how long they've been at
And
that place.
you know they were
But-
content, or at least they seemed to be content.
I guess.
But it wasn't your place.
Precisely.
It wasn't your place, and you were extremely uncomfortable and couldn't stand being there for another minute.
There you go. So that's the thing, right? Some people like it, and some people won't like it. Right?
Oh, Locust, you were the caller.
Was it Locust? Which child washes his hand he could eat with king. Oh, who said? So wait, someone said that. Who was that?
It was
Who said that?
I'm not gonna say the name.
Oh yeah. So we were talking to one of our friends,
yeah,
and he
we're
said
talking
that
to
to
our
us.
friends, and also somebody said that the whole blind thing is the one-eyed man is king.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The one. Yes,
do you
yes,
want to
yes.
turn the thing back on because Locust thinks is they're the one that was calling?
Is it okay? Oh, we gotta turn that back on, right? Okay. Let me get this on. Okay. We've been. Oh, how long have we been on?
Over an hour.
Okay. I will take this
Or
one
just
call
an
and we
hour.
just close off.
Okay, we turn our phone lines back on. If you'd like to try and call again, we will take the call.
All these missed calls are coming in. Look at
the problem is that a lot of those calls were coming in while we were talking to someone. So
no, that wasn't the case. It was there's one person that call and they know them, so they're probably watching right now with a troll. And when you answer, they don't say anything. So I know there's this one person who's a prank caller. I'm just like, yeah, you got people like that, literally. Like, really? You must have a fun life, that prank caller. Like, really? I'm like, there's so many things to do right now. I'm like, go watch a movie. Like, go do something, go read a book or something. Oh my god.
Lean back, you see when you're there. Oh, but you know what? It changes. It adjusts to you.
The AC's on, right?
Yeah.
It's hot. Like
you're hot because you're just like preaching a sermon. That's what
I wasn't preaching.
No, but that's what everybody was saying in the comments. It's like, find your seat. That's the message.
I'm just talking. Okay, is someone calling? So the phone line is open now
for a little bit before.
So we are just going to take one caller, and then we're going to conclude. We're going to wrap up. Yeah, this kind of just went, guys. But please, yeah, just. I know for a fact I'm really, really passionate about Black people, and especially the way that we're depicted or portrayed in media, in the world. And you know, as a father, I wanna do what I can to. I'm not even look. I don't think small. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna. And sometimes you want to say stuff, but I know some people might feel uncomfortable when someone talks confidently and stuff. But I want to create a different world for my daughter. You know, when my daughter is my wife's age, you know, like, yeah, certain things should be different. She should look at a world and say, snap, okay, you know, my dad helped create this reality. Or my dad and mom, sorry, as well, you know, helped to create this reality.
I didn't even book that.
No, that's okay. I need a fan.
You need one of those church fans.
You know, I went to buy one. I went to Newsday to buy the.
But I have.
No, I know because I remember it was $10. I'm like, I ain't buying that. I saw the phone. I'm like, they jacked up the price because I know it's hot as hell outside.
Guys, so you can get fans of all different
for like $2, right?
100 yen.
Okay, I saw it. I'm like, it was like $10.80. I'm not buying this.
I mean, there are those fancy fans that cost like $50. Like. They have fans that cost, I don't like, you know, handcrafted.
Listen,
bamboo.
I can use a book, I can use a book and just fan myself.
You can use a book and a piece of paper and just fold it up origami style. I know, but
is there someone that's calling? Okay, I guess no one's gonna call, so I guess we're gonna end. So guys, I know we missed some comments. Let's just see for those who are live. Let's see if there are any comments.
I would like to see your face when you read some of these comments.
What's this?
Mine, okay. I just chose to purposely
What's this?
ignore
Ranzo,
some.
don't go there. Don't go where? What is this?
I don't even know when that one was said. Oh, clearly it was when you were talking.
What's this? Where do you guys live? Where do you guys live in a house? Ranzo really loves to talk. I hope I was saying something that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
What? Do you see this?
Yes, I saw those messages and I gave the biggest eye roll. That's why I was flipping and going back, because I'm not even gonna give the person airtime. You know who you are. You know who you are.
What? Okay,
with the ridiculous comments.
I won't even read that comment.
That's
Read.
why
I'm like, what?
I'm just not even gonna give it airtime. I'm just not.
I'm like, who in the world?
I'm not. But we know this person. They comment on our videos a lot. We don't know this person, but we know that you comment on our videos a lot, and we usually often have something to say about your comments.
But that's the thing. It's the perception, and that's one thing about life, right? There's just so much about psychology, that anyways, but people see stuff, right, and they interpret it a certain way, right? So people see you, maybe the way you sound, the way you act, but the thing is, you got to be confident in who you are. You know yourself. So if someone says something like that, and they're saying, "Well, listen, man, okay, I could go down this road a little bit. I don't know if I should though." I don't.
That's why when you're like, "Oh, do you want to say something about the comments?" And I'm just like,
"Oh, that was the one that you saw."
No, this person's been commenting all the way through. You know who you are, okay? And everybody in the chat knows who you are too.
Yeah, it's. Wouldn't you just want things to unfold without knowing the consequence, right? Hello, you're live.
Hold on.
What's your name?
Hello, my name is Nukur.
Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Yeah, I just wanted to call. I just wanted to call to say that you guys really motivate me as a 17-year-old here in Canada.
Oh.
Of course, it's honestly it's nice to watch your channel and see the different experiences. Because it's way easier to lose yourself in I'm Canadian and we don't have as much brutality out here, but it's really what's it called, enlightening to watch your channel. And I'd really like to thank you for that.
Oh, thanks.
And maybe one day I'll join your channel, hopefully.
Oh, where in Canada are you staying?
Hamilton, Ontario.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Hamilton. I got a cousin out there. Cool.
Nice, Hamilton. Been there a couple times.
Yeah, me too. You know that we're from Canada too, right? Do you know this?
Yeah, Brampton, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, Mississauga was the last place we lived before we came
I
here.
grew up in Brampton and lived in North York for a bit, but we last place we lived was in Mississauga.
Cool.
Nice. Thank you for calling. Do you have any questions?
Yeah. I want to ask, how are you guys such a strong couple? It's just it's motivating to see that.
You know what? Okay, someone said something in the comments, and I don't want to put up a facade that everything is perfect, but I think we're really, really good. I think we balance each other out, right? In any relationship,
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is, there will be ups and downs, and there will be verbal fights and stuff like that. But yeah, so we do have everything that other couples have, of course, but we're not gonna fight in public, right? Well, maybe we might throw two words if needs to be, in public. But yeah, the normal stuff, right? But we still, I still think we're good for each other, and it's the same thing that I talk about finding your own seat. When you find someone that complements who you are and your personality is gel, it works. So that's the thing. I think that's what it is. And it's the same thing, finding a partner, finding a wife, a husband, whatever. And it's definitely finding the right person. Definitely. I think, yeah. When I met this woman, It's funny.
This woman.
That's not an
Yeah, no,
insult.
I know,
Oh,
I
okay.
know.
Oh my God.
I was
Okay.
first. I wasn't sure if you were even talking about me.
Oh, okay. When I met, okay, I was getting into something deep. That's why I kind of
Okay,
changed my tone down. When I
sorry.
met this woman, right, like capital WOMAN, right?
Okay.
When I met her, like there was this weird thing that happened where I couldn't explain it because when I first saw her, I wasn't gonna pursue her. That wasn't my intention, right? But I felt like I knew. I don't want to say this because I think I'm setting people up and they're gonna feel like if they don't experience this,
Yeah.
that it doesn't mean anything.
But that's your truth.
But
Yeah.
but for my experience when I met Jay, it was like I'd known her before, which is weird because I saw this person who is a stranger, like I've never seen her before in my life that I can consciously call to mind. But when I saw her, I felt she never felt like a stranger, which is weird. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I feel like I know this girl.
Mhm.
It was weird. That was my experience with Jay. And I never saw her as a person that I was going to pursue at all. But for some reason, I felt like I knew her. And lo and behold, a few days later, we're married. We've been married now for over 5 years. And of course, we have ups and downs and all sorts of stuff. But just relationships that people go, ups and downs, arguments, blah, blah, normal stuff. But we're still here. And I think we're stronger now than even before because we've actually gone through the process. Right?
Yeah.
But that was my experience with her.
I will say this. I will say that in regards to being like a strong couple, you have to make, when you're in a relationship or a marriage, you have to make a decision as to whether or not you really want to make it work or not. And I mean, and this is just our experience because I know there's a lot of people who may have different opinions, but for me, it's always like, okay, at the end of the day, I want it to be resolved and I'm not going anywhere. Right. You know what I mean? So it's just a determination I'm determined to make it work. It's kind of like family. Like, I guess the simplest way to put it is that when I married him, we became family. When you were born, you have your mother, you have your father, you have fights with them, you get upset with them, you whatever. But at the end of the day, they're still your mother and you're still your father and you're still going to talk to them at some point.
Very true.
So it's like they're family. You can't break that connection that you have with them. So if you decide to make that same standard for a person that you choose to marry or be in a relationship with, then it's like, okay, well, there's nothing that's going to break this because no matter whatever happens, at the end of the day, I'm not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. We're still married. You're my husband. I'm your wife. So if you want to look at it like that, that's kind of how I see it. I'm just like, I'm here. I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, she definitely like that. That's actually that makes a lot of sense. And she's a very, very strong person. And it's the same thing, like you said. It's like I have this thing that I say when it comes on to pursuing stuff in my mind, and this is my thing, where I'm like, you have to outlast the struggle. And even in relationships, there's a period of time as well where you got to go through that. And if you can get out on the other side, if you can go through it and come out on the other side, you'll be stronger. And it's just like when you're pursuing anything in life, any goals you have, whether it's school related, family related, business related, finances, whatever. If you can outlast the struggle and you can go through the hard times, in the end, you'll get what you're going after. Like the goal is to keep going no matter what. And of course, nothing is perfect. We're not perfect, but still there's this understanding. And, like even Jay, like she's very, very strong. And this understanding makes, you go forward. And I think it's important. I love the way you said it about your family. Because just like you said, mom and dad, like our parents, you have arguments. Y'all know this. I'm pretty sure you guys know. You got siblings and you argue. Sometimes you fight, right? But they're your brother, your sister, your mom, well, I don't fight my parents. Yeah. But, but your parents, and you might have arguments, but still they're your parents and you know that they love you. And you're like, you know what? That's the way it is. And if you have that same thing, like when we join together, we're now a family, right? So like, me, you, Tiffany, we're a family, and it's the same thing. And it's cool, right? And you got to find the right person for you. That's important because there are many people out there. I go on the road, I go out, I'm different places, you see different people. but the question is that person the right person for you? And only you can tell, right? It's I don't even know how
Yeah.
I don't even know if I can actually tell people how to find the right
No,
person
no, no. I
because
mean,
there might,
yeah. I
but you,
mean,
I guess.
there's definitely certain things. Sorry, I'm wondering if we're talking too much and not letting you reply.
Oh no, I really enjoyed it. Like
Okay,
honestly,
so like
very
I mean,
insightful.
yeah, I mean everybody has their standards and maybe what they want and what they're looking for, right? And I saw that question. Are you really gonna show it? Stop! Oh God, no, sorry.
Who's
Any-
the person gonna ask this question? No,
anyways,
continue. Sorry.
I can't even think straight now. Okay. Sorry, but yeah, but everybody has what they're looking for, what they like. Certain personalities click. On personally, just to get a little bit like I would like to put it this way. I always like to say this. I'm the water, he's the fire.
But well, I guess fire or it's water. I guess.
Yes.
Or
Well, no, but we
maybe
balance each other out.
yeah, maybe you're ice.
Ice.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you trying to say I'm cold?
Maybe like dry ice or ice or something.
Anyways.
I'm not-
You trying to say I'm cold?
No, I'm not saying that. But it's you know what? The one advice I would say as well, which I think is worthy of note, is try not to in the beginning when you're trying to find someone. Try try not to compromise. I think that's something that in the beginning, right before you commit, because I think divorce rates is what 50%. The rate is like 50%, which is crazy right now.
Yeah,
But try it when you're trying to find that person. Try not to compromise in the beginning. Things will surface after you're married or whatever that you couldn't anticipate or whatever. But while you're in the process of finding a person, try your best not to compromise. I know some people are super picky, but don't be too picky as well. Don't be too picky as well. Yeah, I guess I could go even deeper, but I I think I'll leave it there. But try not to compromise. Like certain things that you have that you're like, you know what, these are non-negotiables. Those things, make sure that those things are in place, right? Yes, you got those, but at the same time, so don't compromise on those things, but still don't be too picky. Don't be like, okay, if everything is set and you're like, oh, maybe she ain't got no this or he ain't got no that or whatever the case is, don't let that be a deal breaker, because trust me, the relationship is way more than that. Because if you and the person can't get along, like, or have that understanding, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're still in high school, right? You're 17.
yes. Oh,
Yeah.
actually, no. I'm done. I've just graduated.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
Oh, so what are your plans? So, will you go to? Are you going locally? Are you going to McMaster or college or? We.
Oh, I'm going locally.
Oh,
Basically, yeah.
locally. Okay.
And,
So
yeah,
some.
McMaster.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. So, do you have plans to come to Japan in the future?
Yeah, hopefully. If I'm planning on hopefully if like there's a partnership program, I'll hopefully like
Like a study
I'll come
abroad,
over
like
there,
a study abroad.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they have it. Most of the universities do. So yeah.
Yeah.
If you ever come out here and we're still here, please let us know.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But I also had one question.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, what is your favorite animes?
Oh.
Is it like
Well,
I have a list and I just want to, yeah.
Oh, I'm the anime guy, I guess. But I don't have time to watch
Yeah.
anime now. I'm just way too busy. But definitely Dragon Ball Z is up there. My brother told me about Dragon Ball Super, and I wasn't sure, but I watched it. It's pretty good for what I've seen so far. But Dragon Ball Z definitely. Naruto is very inspirational for me as well. One Punch Man is pretty cool, but I feel like I don't know what they're doing with it right now. And definitely My Hero Academia. But my top two would be Naruto and Dragon Ball Z. Mainstream animes, but for me, those are my top two.
The joke is, I used to think that I never watched anime, but I loved Sailor Moon, and I had no idea it was anime.
Okay.
I loved Sailor Moon as a child. But I mean, I guess that's nothing compared to like what other people watch, like, you know, people who are real serious. But I guess because I used to say, oh yeah, I never watched anime. But then I realized, oh my God, I loved Sailor Moon. Like, if you ask me to sing the theme song, I will, but I won't.
Oh, you know, okay. You were deep in it then. If you know the theme song, you were deep.
Tuxedo Mask.
You're deep. Okay, so someone is asking about copulation. Listen, sir, this is a PG-13
Mr. Dooms is
podcast.
asking too
We
many
don't,
personal questions.
yeah, we do not discuss copulation on live streams. Well, not this live stream, maybe on another thing. No, sorry, not you. Someone wrote a comment asking us about
Anyways.
copulation, so we won't divulge or go deep into that right now. So, anyways, but yeah. So, what's your favorite two?
Definitely. I don't know if you guys know this about Shaman King.
I've heard about it. I've heard about it.
Yeah, really old anime back then.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't. Yeah. Well, sorry. Like one last question.
Yeah, sure.
Like I used to like dive in to like the older videos, and I remember you guys have like an event like where all Black people join.
Mm-hmm.
Like and I heard that like Janique sing.
Yeah.
It's like I was wondering like, are you guys like multi-talented? Because like,
I
you
think
English teacher, comedian. Yeah.
I think are you
That's a
talking
launch video
the
from
launch
2017.
the launch video from 2017?
Yeah, that's it.
I do like to sing. I do like to dabble in the arts, sing, dance, and stuff.
Yeah,
but
I think we're artsy. Yeah, I think we're like an artsy couple because like you sing, you dance. She plays a keyboard. I play the acoustic guitar a little bit, not that great, but I'm also into music. Like I can write songs. I can do songs like rap and what we call DJing in Jamaica. So DJ like doing like songs kind of like well, my style is kind of like maybe a Vibes Cartel I don't type, but most people now don't know like that know the present day Ryan, so I have no idea what I'm talking about because I haven't made anything public. but yeah, so I'm into like music, I'm into art. I'm that type of person. I'm like a creative all around type person from ever since. Like I write, I draw, I love music. I think I'm all around with the arts. Yeah, and we're both that way actually.
Mm-hmm.
She dances publicly, I dance behind the scenes. But yeah, so we're kind of like we're into stuff like that. We're creatives at heart.
Yeah. We definitely we dabble in a lot of different artistic things.
Indeed.
Did you say that you could draw?
I did.
Oh, okay. I wasn't listening.
And she can draw as well, which is weird because usually females usually don't draw, but like she can as well, and I can. That's one of the first thing I did. Actually, I think it was it?
Sorry, I really wasn't.
All the guys in my family
tapped out
are
mentally for like
all the guys in my family are really good artists, and I'm actually not the one. I'm like in the top 3 in my family. Well, no lies. My dad is actually maybe number 1, but yeah. Anyways, that's that. So yeah, thanks a lot for calling, man.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
You.
What's your name again?
Thank you very much. Nokour, Nokour.
Okay,
Nokoura.
Thanks for calling, Nokour.
Take care, man. Nice name.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much, Aranza. Thank you.
Hey, no problem, man.
And goodbye, Jenny. Goodbye, both of you. Have a nice.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Morning, I guess, in Japan.
Yeah, it's almost 1.
It's afternoon now. It's afternoon now.
Oh yeah. Well, have a good afternoon.
Yeah, thanks.
Take care, man.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye.
Someone was asking a question about wait. No, I won't. The questions about copulation, I won't get into that.
But that person just posted another question.
I see it, but
they're a troll.
Okay, so when you moved to Japan, we're gonna answer just this question and then we're gonna go. When you moved to Japan, did you move all your household furnitures too? That's a very important question, and that's something that's so annoying. Because I guess that's one thing you can't get around. Some people sell their stuff. We sold some stuff. But we actually have a storage place where we keep our stuff, and we pay for it. So that was the main one, and then some things are with family, but that's pretty much it. So we never took any furniture to Japan, and it would not be wise given the space constraints in Japan. You don't want to take all your stuff with you. Mm-hmm.
I do know that I think there are some people, more specifically maybe in the military, who do carry ship all their stuff here, but I mean that's military people. So but there definitely probably are some people who will do that, but like we didn't know what our housing arrangement would have looked like anyway. So like So
I don't think it would do that. I
yeah,
can
it
just
just
imagine the
it seems,
headache.
yeah,
Even our bed was so big, I don't think our bed could fit in
no,
it.
well, and that's the thing too, right? How apartments here are so much smaller. Unless you
Yeah,
knew that you were moving into a big house,
yeah,
I wouldn't do it.
yeah.
I
But
wouldn't do
to
it.
each his own, right? But
But
our stuff is in storage.
yeah, and well, I personally know somebody who repatriated, went back to the States,
Mhm.
and they definitely took a lot of their sent their furniture with them.
Yeah, that
So, but I mean, that's different. You probably know where you're living, know what the size of your house is, but coming here to Japan, ooh, sounds like a headache to me. Sorry, not gonna do it.
yeah. So someone was asking about the benefits or the benefits or the risk of leaving Canada. Look, for us, as I said, it was just adventure, to be honest. It's like it wasn't really, it was just adventure. So it wasn't. We weren't looking at per se opportunities per se, right? For us, it was just adventure. That was it, right? I just wanted to, like, we're that type of couple, right? So yeah, that's why we're here, adventure. Yeah. So it wasn't. Yes, I know some people, in terms of seeking opportunities, some countries might offer more opportunities than others, but that wasn't our motivation to get here. Let's see the final comments, and then we're gonna end. You guys plan to move back to Canada? Let's see what the future holds. I don't remember, but check out channel the video. Okay, let's see it. Yeah. So guys, that is it. We're gonna conclude. We're gonna end here. You got any final words, Jay?
Stop asking weird questions. No, no, it's fine. Any final comments? Hmm. Oh yeah, specifically even for one of the callers that came in that called in today and was discouraged by something that she saw on the application about pets. I would say, like, especially when you're filling out these applications, I know they're extensive. If you're applying for like Jet or Epic or any other program out there, like just put the application through
Mhm.
and wait to see what happens, because some of you, maybe you have kids, maybe you have pets, maybe you're in a different situation, maybe you don't have an English teaching certificate, and you have maybe a bachelor's in, I don't know, something that's far off from teaching. I don't know.
Chemistry.
Well, chemistry would be a good.
Yeah, but it's far off
from teaching
Yeah,
English,
there's nothing.
but there's ways because to utilize your
No, 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 no,
knowledge
no. I
and
know, but I'm saying, but you were saying, even if we have a degree that's not related to teaching,
to
it's
teaching.
fine, right?
Yeah,
'Cause-
yeah, no, because any expertise is good, and
yeah.
that's why they value, once you have a degree, most of them, to say, okay, come and teach. So I would say, just don't give up on, put your application through. And like I said, if you like to plump it up, add a little certification. What is wrong with that word?
'Cause
I like it.
I don't know. That sounds like okay.
Okay, maybe you're taking it in a in a
No, I'm-
in a different physical context.
Oh God. Well, it's
Anyhow.
I need to go to the barber.
Hmm.
Okay.
If you would, yeah. So, but at the same time, even if you don't have a certification, still apply. You never know. And don't. And I would also say, as a word of advice, don't try to pretend like you know a whole bunch about the country when you really don't. They still hire people who know nothing, not one lick of Korean or Japanese, or know nothing about the culture. I think for a lot of these programs, they're looking for people who are strong-minded, who can who can be independent and withstand, adapting to a new culture. Because what happens often in a lot of these programs is people come and they cannot handle it mentally, being here alone oftentimes, and being adjusting to a new environment. They're looking for strong-minded people. So if you are looking to apply, like I said, if you don't know anything about Japan, but you just heard about this and you're like, oh, I want to go, like, I would say, yeah, still apply. Don't let anything stop you.
It was this Vancouver. So Vancouver was asking a question, and if you asked that question maybe a few months ago, I wouldn't have I've had the answer, but now I think I do, because I thought there was an age limit. I think it was 35, but I think they removed that age requirement from the JET program, so you can still. I'm not sure. I don't think they have a cutoff anymore. I know before it was. I think it was 35 or something like that.
Yeah, but and even now they have people who done JET when they were like fresh out of university can now reapply. So hey, if you came to Japan a long time ago under one of these programs and you want to come back, you can, because I know somebody who did.
Okay. Yeah. So guys, that's it. That's it. And as I said, I guess one thing I can say is, don't stand in your own way. You understand? Don't say no to yourself first. I know it happens sometimes where we're trying to, like, we're doing a process of elimination. We're like, okay, maybe, well, can I do this? Can I do that? Because you never know. And it's funny, I was reading a book. I can't remember what book it was. And this was a crazy finding. There was a research that was done about judges that had to, I guess, oversee or cast a judgment on someone's, what do you call that thing that they do when they're in jail and they're trying to get out? What's it called?
Bail?
No, the next one.
Appeal
For what's the next word?
They're appealing for
what's it called? Guys, help me out.
Wait.
What's it called? What's it called? That thing? It's not an R. Is it R?
To be out, right? What's it called?
Yeah. What is it called? That thing? Guys, help me. My brain is going blank. The word is there, but it's not there.
Law people
when you are, I know the word.
I know what you're talking about. And now that you're
not exonerate. No. No, when you're trying to get out.
You want to be
acquitted. No. When you're there, but they're trying to do they're trying to go for. Damn.
They're trying to go for.
What's it called?
No, not repeal.
Come on, y'all can help. How?
When they're out on bail. They're out on bail, but they're under something.
No, it's not bail. It's not bail.
Or they're out, but they're under watch. Like they're still watching.
Yeah,
them.
that thing.
What's
parole.
That?
Yes. Parole. I don't know. Like, I've never like.
I only forgot the word because
I don't know.
He forgot the word.
I don't know. Like, I've never forgotten that word, but for some reason, it's just the way it is. Like, sometimes my mind just goes blank.
Probation.
It's like parole. Yeah. So anyway, so like this is a reality, right? And I guess one of the reasons why it's coming to my mind now is because I'm hungry. But I'm saying, don't stand in your own way. And I'm saying this, that they did a study where judges, apparently the further away their lunchtime or break is from the moment the person stands before them for their parole hearing, like the denial rate, the rate of denial goes up like exponentially. So if a judge is hungry or angry or emotionally under duress or whatever, like the denial rate goes up. So literally it does, like, when it comes down to the human experience and condition, there are things that may work in your favor that you weren't even thinking about, right? So you may say to yourself, well, I don't know, because they're strict here or there. You might just apply or do something on a day when someone might be in a good mood and it might work for you. You never know, because you don't know all the variables. Like, you don't. So the thing is to always put yourself in a position where they could say yes, but don't say no to yourself when they're trying to do something. Because that study was like, when I read that, I was like, what? You're telling me that someone's life, just because a judge is hungry or his lunch time was at 12 noon and then the hearing is at 4, someone could actually get sent back to prison because a judge had his last meal maybe 4 hours, 3 hours ago. He's like, you know what? No. And it goes up. So the closer to his lunchtime or the last time he ate, if your hearing is right there, you have a higher probability or chance of getting what's the word, like, approved, your parole being approved or whatever, if it's closer to the time the judge had food. And I'm just like, you're telling me, and there's so many things, because we're all humans. And there's so many things, whether it's getting into university, a job interview, a judge, a hearing in court, whatever the case is, all these things, we're humans. And there's so many factors that we can't control that may affect the outcome. So I'm saying, you know what? So if you want something practical or something that sounds like it's rational or whatever, or sensible or whatever, to wrap your mind around this, just bear that in mind, that when you're doing something might work in your favor. You never know, because none of us are privy to all the variables. So I say always go after it. If it's no, it's no, whatever. But at least you tried. I don't know if that made sense. But when I read that, I was like, what? But I think,
right?
but no, when they
Everybody should be
discovered that,
bearing gifts to the
yeah,
judge
but when they
before the
discovered that
hearing.
though,
Yeah,
when they discovered that, I think they did something. I don't know, because when
give
they
him
saw that,
snacks,
I don't know, because they saw
smacks.
that was a problem clearly, because if the only thing that
Nothing worse than a hungry man
yeah,
or a woman,
'cause
but especially a hungry man.
I'm getting hungry right now too.
But like
I need some
even a
chicken.
hungry female, like
But
when we're hungry,
that was
when you're
crazy.
hungry, have you ever seen a hungry pregnant woman? Okay,
Nah, I don't want to see when she might eat me. I don't know.
what do you mean you never seen one?
I've never seen you hungry before, like pregnant and
Maybe
hungry.
because I
Yeah,
was
well,
always eating something.
yeah, maybe,
Okay.
maybe.
Mm.
Who knows? But what's this? What? So I should, but yeah. I can't remember the book I was reading that in. But when I read that, I was like, what? It was crazy. It's actually yeah, it's not good. I remember when I've gone other places and I saw people. It's one of those things. People in authority and they have influence and stuff. Some of them they're having a bad day, and your life is almost in their hands. So you're like, I'm like, can you go eat some food? Can you come back tomorrow? Like when you don't have like problems with your partner or whatever, can you do something with their mood right now? Because this is like my life we're talking about here. But guys, yeah, so we're going now. Everyone said our goodbyes are 1 hour long, which is true. Thank you guys for coming on. If you're watching this live on YouTube and you liked it, give us a thumbs up. If not, give us a thumbs down. I know. Still engagement, whatever. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys received something from this podcast episode. I'm not sure if you did. Hopefully you did. If you like this channel, feel free to subscribe for weekly videos on the Black experience across the globe. And for those of you guys in podcast land, we haven't forgotten about you. How you
Mhm.
doing? Thanks for listening. We'll catch you guys next week.
Yeah. Bye, everybody. Take care. See you next
Bye
week.
for now.
Bye bye.
Yes, good day.
Namaste.
Olympics next year. Yeah, we should be there. Let's see. Okay, how do I end this? I don't know how to end this.
Ciao.
Oh, there we go. I see the button. Bye, guys. Time, we're gonna get some food. Gotta get some food. Hungry.
Hungry belly.
Oh man.